We're now joined by head coach Mike Barbee and Jimmy Murphy of Fairfax High School. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. And coach, last year, pretty good season. You had a third place finish in conference. What are the expectations for this year's team?
I think it's a very different group. We graduated 10 kids. Jimmy and one other kid, really the only two that played very much. So it's very much a learning experience for this new group. I think we'll be a pretty good team. We're still in that figuring ourselves out stage, learn how to play varsity basketball, how to play together. I think we're a very good defensive team. It's going to be a matter of how far our offense comes along as the year goes forward.
A lot of new faces. We'll talk about them coming up right after this.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to an all-new season of Top Plays here at AllMetSports.com and WashingtonPost.com. I'm BJ Kubarulis. All right, like the previous 3 seasons, we're continuing our exciting interactive high school basketball show, a show that allows you, parents, coaches, players, and fans to send in your video submissions for ranking in our Top 10 style weekly show. Each week, we'll reveal the latest highlights, dunks, sweet assists, and bizarre happenings from across the region. All you gotta do is tweet me the link. I'm at BJKoob, and remember, you gotta hashtag it AllMets. You can send in your Huddle, YouTube, Vimeo, really any video link, and we'll consider it for use in the upcoming episode of Top Plays. Remember to tune in every Monday to see if your video made it at AllMetSports.com. We'll see you soon.
We're back with Mike Barbee and Jimmy Murphy of Fairfax. Of course, guys, and Coach, we'll start with you again. You graduated for your top 5 scorers. How do you go about replacing that scoring punch?
I think it's going to be a little bit of a group effort. I don't think we're going to have anyone who's going to be a 20-point per game scorer this year. So far, Jimmy's barely going to score this year, about 10 points a game. But with him, Casey Colbert, and Mahmoud Kanudi inside, we've had a couple freshmen come along who've been pouring points for us. Tykeem Hogan, Jaquez Napper, Andrew Friedman. It's a very balanced team. So I think it's not going to be one guy. It's going to be everyone pitching in to score some.
And you talk about those 2 transfers, Napper Braxton and Hogan. What do they bring to the squad?
They're both great defensive players. They're probably 2 of our best defensive players on our team. Tykeem is probably our greatest on-ball defender. Jaquez can play 3 or 4 different positions. Great rebounder, very active. When we play pressure defense, he's kind of the point man in that. So it really helps up our defensive abilities.
Jimmy, again, being a guy who's kind of the touchstone, I guess, if you will, the guy who's really back from last year, one of the guys. What have you tried to take on in your own role to say, look, let's make sure everybody can kind of get together on the same page?
I've just been trying to be a leader in practice in the games. And from last year, I was more of a role player, and I've had to step up into more of the leader role. That's about it, yeah.
Is there anything that you've been able to do besides just, hey, play your game and work hard in practice?
I've been really trying to mentor the freshmen because they're a little bit shaky in the scrimmages, but during the games it seemed they really meshed well. Like Chase had a really good game against Woodson, and they're just they keep on getting better. And I think we keep on getting better as the season goes.
Of course, that's what you're looking to do. And Coach, let's get back to Jimmy. Obviously, he's your top guy back from last year. What does he bring to the table?
Jimmy's one of those guys that does everything pretty well. He can score you some points, he gets you some rebounds, get you assists, good defender. I think he's been our leading scorer every game. He had 14 rebounds in our second game. He's our leading rebounder right now. He's second on team assists. He can play the point guard through 5. He feels the need of whatever we need in that given game, he can do. So it's real nice having players like that who, the shots aren't falling, they can't do anything. He really can provide some of everything.
And Jimmy, knowing you had a bit of a different role coming into this year, what did you work on in the offseason to make yourself a better player?
On my ball handling a lot because I knew we had Alex last year as our point guard, and we had that ball handling slot gone, so I had to take that role as a ball handler.
Well, obviously doing a good job. And Coach, because of the transfers, because of the unknown players coming up from the JV, do you think your team's a bit undervalued this year?
Yeah, I'd say maybe a little bit. Again, we're still figuring ourselves out. So I don't even know where we'll be come February. I've seen some things where it flashes where I think we can be a good team if we put it together, but it's still going to be up to us to get to that point. So, it's on us to really work to where we can be a 32-minute consistent ball club.
And of course, Coach trying to put it all together. Jimmy, this is the guy you play for. What do you like about playing for Coach Barbee?
I think he really looks out for us. Like, if we're doing bad, he'll tell us, but if we're doing good, he'll also tell us, and he won't just take you out if you make a mistake.
Well, I hope he's telling you more good things than bad things this season. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Folks, if you want to stay up to date on high school basketball in the DMV, you can do it by checking out the Prep Zone every week at DMVSTREAM.COM.